Caught my wife cheating in Columbus. Her lies to cops backfired. I caught my wife in our bed with another man and she called the cops on me. She lied to their faces saying I was the threat while her lover slipped out the back. I stayed calm, handed over the truth, and watched her world start to crumble. If this story moves, you don't forget to drop a comment and subscribe to Revenge with Jack for more unforgettable stories that speak to the heart. I'm Landon Vickers, 47, a project manager for an HVAC firm in Columbus, Ohio. I grew up in a Rust Belt town, son of a welder and a diner waitress scraping by after the steel mills closed. Worked construction to put myself through trade school, learned the HVAC game, and climbed to managing multi-million-dollar installs. My firm pulls in $50 million a year commercial jobs, mostly hospitals, office parks. I earn $135,000 solid for a guy who started with a toolbox and a beat-up Chevy. My life's good, not glitzy. A 3-bedroom ranch mortgage nearly done. A 2021 Ram 1500, no payments. My wife Dana, 38, is a part-time yoga instructor and full-time dreamer, always chasing the next big idea from Etsy shops to juice cleanses. No kids, just us, and a rescue dog Boomer who snores louder than I do. We've got savings, a nest egg, and a yearly trip to the Smoky Mountains. 15 years married, I thought we were unbreakable. I was wrong. Dana and I met at a bar, her laugh cutting through the noise like a beacon. She was vibrant, all energy and big plans, while I was the steady one, mapping out budgets and 401ks. We balanced each other, or so I thought. I worked long hours, sometimes out of state, but I trusted her. She'd text me goofy selfies, call me her rock. I believed every word. Looking back, I was blind. Trouble started 6 months ago. Dana got distant. She'd stay up late, phone glowing, claiming client bookings. Her yoga classes stretched into networking dinners. I'd come home from a job dog-tired and find her distracted, barely listening. Just tired, she'd say, flashing a smile that didn't reach her eyes. I chalked it up to her latest hustle, some wellness retreat she was pitching. I should have paid attention. The first clue hit in March. I was in Cleveland overseeing a hospital retrofit when Dana texted. Late class tonight, don't wait up. Nothing weird, but my phone pinged again, an email from our joint bank account. A $500 withdrawal, cash, no receipt. Dana wasn't big on cash. She loved her credit card points. I called her. What's the withdrawal? I asked. She laughed, breezy. Oh, supplies for the retreat. Forgot to mention. I bought it, but my gut stirred. That night I checked our account. More withdrawals, $300, $200, all cash, all recent. I didn't ask again. Didn't want to seem paranoid. April brought more. Dana started name-dropping a new client, Terry Corman. He's big in real estate, she said, eyes bright. Wants to fund my retreat. Terry was 49, a divorced developer with a rep for flashy cars and flashier promises. I met him once at a charity run Dana dragged me to. He shook my hand too long, called me buddy, and bragged about his lake house. I didn't like him, but Dana glowed around him. He's just a partner, she said when I raised an eyebrow. Business, Landon. I nodded, swallowing my unease. By May, the signs were louder. Dana's phone was glued to her hand, passcode changed. She'd step outside to take calls, her voice low, laughing in a way she hadn't with me in months. I found a new perfume in her drawer, expensive, not her style. Gift from a client, she said, shrugging. I wanted to believe her. I did, but doubt crept in cold and sharp. The breaking point came in June. I was in Pittsburgh, a week-long job, when the client signed off early. I decided to surprise Dana, drive home a day ahead. I texted her from the road. Miss you. Be home tonight. No reply. Odd, but I figured she was teaching. I hit Columbus at 8 p.m. The house dark except for a flicker upstairs. Boomer greeted me, tail wagging, but the air felt wrong. A bottle of red wine sat open on the counter, half empty, 2 glasses. Dana drank white. My stomach twisted. I climbed the stairs, heart pounding. Our bedroom door was ajar, soft music drifting out. I pushed it open. Dana was there in our bed with Terry Corman. My world stopped. Her eyes met mine, wide with shock. Terry scrambled, grabbing his shirt. I stood frozen, the air sucked from my lungs. Landon, Dana stammered, pulling the sheet up. You're early. Early. That's all she had. I didn't yell, didn't swing. Just turned and walked downstairs, my boots heavy on the hardwood. I sat on the couch staring at the wall, Boomer at my feet. Dana rushed down, hair messy, wrapped in a robe. It's not what you think, she said, voice shaking. I looked at her, calm, cold. Don't. She kept going, words tumbling. It was a mistake. I was lonely. You're always gone. I held up a hand. Stop. She didn't. She grabbed her phone, dialed 911. My husband's threatening me, she sobbed to the operator. He's out of control. I blinked, stunned. Threatening. I hadn't raised my voice. Terry was gone, slipped out the back like a coward. Sirens wailed outside. 2 cops knocked a man and a woman, badges glinting. Dana pointed at me, tears streaming. He came home, went crazy. I'm scared. The male cop, Officer Hayes, eyed me. Sir, step outside. I stood hands up. Check the cameras, I said, voice steady. Living room hallway. They're on. The female cop officer, Ruiz, frowned. Cameras. I nodded. Installed last year. Motion activated. Dana's face paled. Hayes stayed with me. Ruiz went with Dana to the security system. 10 minutes later, Ruiz returned, her expression hard. Ma'am, she said to Dana, the footage shows your husband walking in, sitting down. No threats. No yelling. Dana stammered. I panicked. Hayes crossed his arms. False reports are a crime, Mrs. Vickers. They cuffed her, read her rights. She begged Landon, tell them. I looked away, my heart a stone. They took her to the precinct. I packed a bag, drove to a Motel 6. My phone lit up Dana's texts, calls, voicemails. I'm sorry. It was nothing. Don't do this. I didn't reply. I called my lawyer, Tom Bradley, 52, a guy I'd known since high school. Start the divorce, I said. He didn't ask questions. Got it, Landon. Stay calm. I hung up, staring at the motel ceiling, the hum of the AC drowning out my thoughts. Dana's lies. Terry's smirk, they'd torn my life apart. But I wasn't broken. Not yet. Next morning, I checked the cameras remotely. Footage showed Terry's car parked down the street days before. Not a one-time thing. I saved the clips, sent them to Tom. Then I checked our bank account. More withdrawals, $1,000,700, all cash, all recent. Dana's retreat excuse didn't hold. I froze, the account opened a new one, moved my paycheck. No more blind trust. At work, I kept my head down. My crew guys like Pete Larson, 50, a pipe fitter with a bad knee, noticed. You okay, boss? Pete asked. I shrugged. Rough week. He didn't push. That night, I met my sister Jenna, 44, at a diner. She was a nurse, tough but kind. I told her everything. Her eyes blazed. She's scum, Landon. Get out clean. I nodded, sipping coffee, the mug warm in my hands. Working on it. A week later, Dana was released, charged with filing a false report. She showed up at my motel, banging on the door. Landon, please, she cried. I opened it, arms crossed. Go home, Dana. Her face crumpled. I love you. It was a mistake. I laughed, bitter. Mistake. You called the cops on me. She grabbed my arm. I was scared. I pulled away. You should be. We're done. I shut the door, her sobs muffled. Tom called the next day. Dana's fighting the divorce. Wants alimony. My jaw tightened. She cheated, lied, and cost me my home. Tom's voice was grim. She's claiming emotional distress. We need more. I thought of the cameras, the bank records. I'll get it, I said. That night I got an email, anonymized, no sender. A photo attachment. Dana and Terry at a bar, her hand on his thigh, dated 2 months ago. My chest burned. Someone was watching. Friend or foe, I didn't know. But this revenge story was just beginning, and I was ready to play. The anonymous photo burned in my mind, Dana's hand on Terry Corman's thigh. Their laughter frozen in a bar's neon glow 2 months before I caught them in our bed. My motel room's dim light flickered, the AC rattling like my thoughts. I wasn't just betrayed. I was played, and our savings funded it. I forwarded the photo to Tom Bradley, my lawyer, with a note. Add this to the divorce. My coffee went cold as I stared at the ceiling. Dana's lies had gutted me, but I wasn't down. I was building a case brick by brick, and this revenge story was far from over. Monday, I drove to the job site, Columbus's skyline jagged against a steel-gray dawn. My crew was rigging ductwork for a new office tower, and I buried myself in work, checking specs, yelling at a rookie for a sloppy weld. Pete Larson, my pipe fitter, 50, clapped my shoulder. You good, boss? Look like you ain't slept. I forced a grin, tightening a bolt. Long nights, Pete. He didn't push, just handed me a thermos of coffee. Solid guy. My phone buzzed, Dana's name, another voicemail. Landon, please, I'm begging you. Talk to me. I deleted it, my jaw tight. Begging didn't erase her calling the cops on me. Didn't erase Terry's smirk as he slipped out our back door. At lunch, I checked our old joint account from my truck. The cash withdrawals, $3,200 over 4 months, clustered around ATMs near Terry's real estate office downtown. I mapped them. 3 banks, all within a mile of his glass-fronted building. Dana wasn't just cheating. She was bankrolling something. I called Tom. Can we trace her cash? He sighed. Cash is a black hole, Landon, but the pattern's damning. I'll subpoena the bank records. Her false report charge gives us leverage. I hung up the steering wheel, cold under my hands. Leverage was good, but I needed truth. The first twist hit that afternoon. My sister Jenna, 44, texted. Diner now. Found something. I met her at our usual spot, the air thick with fry grease and Johnny Cash on the jukebox. Jenna, still in her nurse's scrubs, looked ready to punch someone. She slid a crumpled receipt across the table. From Dana's yoga studio, she said. Her bag was open. Dumb move. I unfolded it, a $1,500 charge for a men's Rolex dated 6 weeks ago. My gut twisted. Dana hadn't bought me a watch. Terry, I said, voice low. Jenna's eyes flashed. Who else? She's spending your money on that sleaze. I pocketed the receipt, my pulse hammering. Thanks, Jen. She leaned in. Burn her, Landon. She doesn't deserve you. I nodded, the paper heavy in my jacket. Back at the motel, I dug into the security footage again, pulling clips from the weeks before I caught them. Terry's black BMW showed up 4 times near our house, always after 10 p.m. Not a one-off. I saved the frames, emailed them to Tom. Then I cracked into Dana's yoga website using an old admin password she hadn't changed. Her client list listed Terry, but his payments were 0. Business partner, she'd called him. A lie. I screenshot the records, added them to the growing file. Tuesday brought the second twist. Tom called, his voice clipped. Dana's lawyer wants mediation. She'll drop alimony if you drop the false report charge. I laughed sharp. She lied to the cops, Tom. No way. He paused. She's claiming you were distant, pushed her to Terry. Emotional neglect. My blood boiled. Distant? I worked 60-hour weeks for our life. Tom stayed calm. We've got the footage, the withdrawals. She's desperate. But Landon, we need more to bury her narrative. I gripped the phone. I'll get it. That night I met Nate Harper, 48, at a dive bar, the kind with sticky floors and neon Budweiser signs. Nate, a private investigator and ex-cop, was my ace. I slid him a whiskey and the bar photo of Dana and Terry. Need dirt on Terry Corman, I said. Nate studied the photo, eyebrow raised. This the guy? I nodded. Yeah, deep dive Nate. Everything. He tucked the photo away. You sure you're ready for what I find? I met his eyes steady. I need to know. He nodded, sipping his drink. 3 days. Stay frosty, Landon. Wednesday, Dana pulled a stunt. She showed up at the job site, her SUV parked by the equipment trailers, drawing stares from my crew. I was inspecting a chiller unit when Pete nudged me. Your wife's out there, boss. I wiped sweat from my brow, walked over. Dana leaned against her car, arms crossed, eyes puffy. Landon, we need to talk. I kept my distance. So talk. She stepped closer, voice low. I screwed up. Terry was a mistake. I'll do anything, counseling, whatever you want. I stared unmoved. You spent our savings on him, Dana. You called the cops on me. Her lip trembled. I was scared, okay. I love you. I shook my head. You love my bank account. I turned back to the site, her car peeling out behind me. The third twist landed Thursday. Nate met me at a coffee shop away from prying eyes. He slid a manila envelope across. Terry Corman's a piece of work, he said. Married 16 years to Claire Corman, 46, heiress to a lumber fortune. Lives in a gated community, Dublin, Ohio. No kids, but Terry's got side hustles. 3 other women past 5 years, all fed the same invest in my projects line. I flipped through the file. Photos of Terry with Dana at a hotel. Receipts for dinners, a $2,000 wire transfer to Dana's PayPal. My stomach churned. Claire, no, I asked. Nate shook his head. Not yet, but she's sharp. Won't stay clueless long. I nodded, mind racing. Anything else? Nate leaned in. Terry's firm's underwater, $5 million in debt. He's using Dana to float cash. I cursed under my breath. Dana wasn't just a cheater. She was a mark. Friday, I sent Nate's file to Tom. Terry's married, scamming Dana, I said. Tom whistled. This kills her neglect defense. I'll file it with the court. I hung up, staring at the motel's peeling wallpaper. The anonymous email still gnawed at me. I tried tracing it again, VPN, no dice. Whoever sent it was a ghost, but they were on my side. For now. The fourth twist hit Saturday. Officer Ruiz, the cop who'd seen my footage, called. Mr. Vickers, we've got a second false report from your wife. I frowned. Second, she explained. Last month, Dana reported her car stolen, parked near Corman's office. Said it was taken from her studio. But the tow company has her signature on the release form. My jaw tightened. She lied again. Ruiz's voice was flat. Yep. We're charging her 2 counts of false reporting plus perjury. I thanked her, my head spinning. Dana wasn't just reckless, she was digging her own grave. That night, Jenna called. Found something else, she said. Dana's studio back office. She'd slipped in posing as a client and spotted a locked drawer. Got it open, she said. Burner phone texts from Terry. I met her at a park dusk, settling. She handed me the phone passcode already cracked. Messages dated back 6 months. Terry. Leave Landon. I'll set you up, Dana. Soon. He's clueless. My throat burned. One text from 3 weeks ago hit like a fist. After the divorce, we're free. No more sneaking. I handed the phone to Jenna. Tom needs this. She nodded, eyes fierce. She's done, Landon. Monday. Tom called. Court date set. Dana's pleading not guilty, but the burner's a game changer. Her lawyer's sweating. I exhaled. Terry. Tom's voice darkened. His wife's been served divorce papers. Names Dana as the other woman. I smirked grim. Karma. But the anonymous sender still bugged me. I checked Dana's email using her old login. A goldmine messages to Terry, plans to start over post-divorce. One email from her coworker, Sarah Klein, 35, stood out. You're playing with fire, Dana. Landon's a good man. Sarah. The ghost. I saved it, my pulse quickening. The fifth twist came Tuesday. An envelope arrived at the motel, no return address. Inside a USB and a note. End her lies. I plugged it in. Audio Dana's voice laughing with a woman. Landon's boring, she said. Terry's my way out. The woman. What about Claire? Dana. She's clueless. My blood ran cold. Claire Corman, Terry's wife. I sent the USB to Tom, copied Nate. The sender was close, too close. Wednesday, I tailed Terry, my truck parked a block from his office. He stepped out, Dana at his side. Her arm looped through his. They laughed oblivious until a woman stormed up Claire 46's face like thunder. She slapped Terry hard, screaming, "You and your slut." Dana ran Claire chasing. I stayed put, rain drumming the windshield. The board was flipping. Thursday, Nate called. Claire's got a PI. She's got Dana's text, hotel receipts, the works. I leaned back, the motel's neon sign buzzing outside. She's going after her. Nate chuckled. Like a shark. I nodded, a grim satisfaction settling. Dana thought she could outsmart everyone. She didn't see Claire. Friday, Tom texted. Dana's offering a plea, 6 months probation, no jail. I didn't respond. Let her twist. That night, another anonymous email. Her studio's inbox. I logged in. Messages from Sarah Klein warning Dana to stop. Sarah was my ally, maybe my ghost. I saved everything. This revenge story was a chess game and I was 3 moves ahead. I sat in my truck, rain hammering the windshield, the anonymous USB's audio looping in my head. Dana's laugh, her voice mocking me, planning her escape with Terry Corman. The burner phone. The hotel receipts, Sarah Klein's warnings, every piece tightened the noose. Dana thought she could lie her way out, but Claire Corman's slap in that cafe parking lot was just the start. My motel room felt like a cage, the neon sign buzzing outside. I poured a coffee, black and bitter, and opened my laptop. Tom Bradley, my lawyer, had the USB, the burner, everything. Court was days away and Dana's false report charges were stacking up. But I wasn't done. This revenge story needed an ending, and I'd write it myself. Monday morning, I walked into the job site, Columbus's skyline shrouded in mist. My crew was wrapping the office tower's HVAC install, and I moved like a machine, checking vents, signing off on deliveries. Pete Larson, my pipe fitter, eyed me. You holding up, boss? I nodded, voice flat. Yeah, Pete. Just another day. He didn't buy it, but he let it go. My phone buzzed. Tom. Dana's team's pushing for a plea, he said. Probation, no jail if you agree to mediation. I snorted. She called the cops on me, Tom. Twice. No deal. He chuckled. Thought you'd say that. Her lawyer's nervous. The burner phone's killing them. I hung up, my jaw tight. Nervous was good. Scared was better. The first twist hit at noon. Nate Harper, my PI buddy, called. Got a lead on your ghost, he said. The anonymous emails. Traced the VPN to a coffee shop near Dana's studio. Security footage shows Sarah Klein there same time the last email was sent. My pulse spiked. Sarah, Dana's coworker who'd warned her to stop. You sure? I asked. Nate's voice was grim. 90%. She's got motive. Dana's been bad-mouthing her at the studio, trying to get her fired. I leaned back, rain tapping the truck's roof. Sarah wasn't just an ally, she was a player. Find her, I said. I need to talk. Nate grunted. On it. That afternoon, I checked Dana's email again using her old login. A new message from Terry. Lay low. Claire's got a PI. We'll figure this out. My lips twitched. Figure it out. Claire was a freight train and Dana was tied to the tracks. I forwarded it to Tom, then dug into the studio's inbox. Sarah's emails to Dana were sharp. You're reckless. Landon's a good guy. Stop before you lose everything. Sarah knew the whole game. I saved the thread, my mind racing. If she was the ghost, she had more to share. Tuesday brought the second twist. Officer Ruiz called, her voice all business. Mr. Vickers, we've got a third charge against your wife. My brow furrowed. Third, she explained. Dana filed a restraining order last week claiming you harassed her at her studio. But her own security footage shows you never went near the place. My blood boiled. Another lie. Ruiz sighed. Yeah. Judge tossed the order, added obstruction of justice to her charges. She's drowning. I thanked her, my fists clenched. Dana wasn't just desperate. She was reckless, piling lies on lies. That night I met Nate at a dive bar, the air thick with cigarette smoke and Merle Haggard. He slid me a photo, Sarah Klein 35 at the coffee shop, laptop open, timestamp matching the anonymous email. She's your ghost, Nate said. Want me to approach her? I shook my head. I'll do it. Where's she work? Nate handed me an address, a yoga studio across town, not Dana's. She quit Dana's place last month, he said. Bad blood. I nodded, pocketing the photo. Sarah was my next move. Wednesday, I drove to Sarah's studio, a small storefront with bamboo floors and lavender candles. She was at the front desk, blonde hair, pulled back, eyes wary when I walked in. Sarah Klein, I asked. She nodded, tense. Landon Vickers. We need to talk. Her face paled, but she gestured to a back room. 5 minutes, she said. Inside, I cut to it. You sent the emails. The USB. She didn't flinch. Yeah, Dana's a liar. She was ruining you, and I couldn't watch. I leaned in. Why help me? Her eyes hardened. She tried to get me fired, spread rumors I was stealing. I knew about Terry. Someone had to stop her. I nodded, respecting her steel. Got anything else? She hesitated, then handed me a flash drive. Her studio's books. She's been funneling cash to Terry off the record. My pulse spiked. Thanks, Sarah. She shrugged. Just do right by it. I sent the flash drive to Tom. He called an hour later, voice electric. This is Dynamite Landon. Dana's been laundering money through her retreat scam, $10,000 to Terry's accounts. It's fraud on top of everything else. I exhaled, the weight shifting. What's next? Tom's tone was fierce. Court's tomorrow. She's toast. I hung up, staring at the motel's cracked mirror. Fraud. Dana wasn't just a cheater, she was a criminal. The third twist hit Thursday court day. I sat in the gallery suit, pressed Tom at my side. Dana walked in pale, her lawyer whispering furiously. The judge, a gray-haired woman with a no-nonsense stare, read the charges. 2 counts of false reporting, perjury, obstruction, and now fraud. Dana's lawyer tried to spin it emotional distress, a troubled marriage. Tom countered with the footage, the burner phone, Sarah's flash drive. The judge wasn't buying Dana's tears. Plea deal's off, she said. Trial set for next month. Dana's eyes met mine, pleading. I looked away, stone cold. Outside, Tom clapped my shoulder. She's facing jail, Landon. Divorce is a lock, no alimony, clean split. I nodded, but my gut churned. Jail was justice, but it didn't erase the years I trusted her. As I walked to my truck, a woman approached, Claire Cormanteri's wife, her face sharp with rage. You're Landon, she said, no question. I nodded. Yeah. She crossed her arms. I'm suing Dana. Adultery, emotional damages. You in? I studied her, saw the same fire I felt. Send the papers to my lawyer, I said. She smirked. Done. The fourth twist came Friday. Nate texted. Terry's skipping town. I met him at a diner, his folder thick with new dirt. Corman's liquidating assets, he said. Bought a one-way to Costa Rica, leaves tomorrow. My jaw tightened. Claire, no. Nate nodded. She tipped me off. Her PI's got his bank records, $500,000 moved offshore. I cursed. Terry was running, leaving Dana to burn. I called Tom. Can we stop him? Tom's voice was grim. Not my wheelhouse, but Claire's lawyer's on it. She's filing an emergency injunction. I hung up the diner's coffee, bitter in my mouth. Terry thought he could vanish. Not on my watch. Saturday, I got a call from Sarah. Check the news, she said, voice tight. I pulled up a local station. Columbus developer detained at airport in fraud probe. Terry's face flashed, cuffed eyes wide. The anchor cited whistleblower evidence linking him to Dana's money laundering. My evidence. Sarah's? Claire's. I leaned back, a grim satisfaction settling. Terry wasn't running anymore. The fifth twist hit Sunday. An anonymous package arrived at the motel. A letter typed, no signature. Dana's not done lying, it read. Inside, a printout of text between Dana and her lawyer, intercepted somehow. Plead insanity, the lawyer wrote. It's your only shot, Dana replied. I'll say Landon drove me to it. He was controlling. My blood ran cold. Controlling. I'd given her everything. I sent the printout to Tom, who laughed sharp. This is gold. She's digging her own grave. I nodded, but the lie stung. Dana wasn't just fighting for freedom. She was rewriting our marriage to save her skin. Monday, I met Claire at a coffee shop, her lawyer at her side. Terry's assets are frozen, she said, voice like ice. Dana's named in my suit. She's broke, no studio, no retreat. I nodded, sipping my coffee. She deserve it. Claire's eyes met mine, unflinching. She chose him. You didn't choose this. I leaned back, the words sinking in. Claire wasn't just angry, she was righteous like me. The sixth twist came Tuesday. Jenna called frantic. Landon, Dana's at Mom's house. Our mom, Ellen 70, lived in a condo across town, frail but fierce. I sped over, heart pounding. Dana was on the porch crying, Mom, stone-faced. She wants forgiveness, Mom said, voice flat. I faced Dana, her mascara streaked. Landon, I'm losing everything, she sobbed. Help me, I crossed my arms. You helped yourself to Terry. You lied, stole, framed me. She grabbed my sleeve. I love you. I pulled away. You loved my money. Mom stepped in. Leave Dana. Now. Dana fled, her car screeching. Mom hugged me tight. You're enough, Landon. I nodded, throat tight. The trial hit like a storm. Dana pled guilty to lesser charges, 6 months jail, 3 years probation, $50,000 fine. The studio shut down, her yoga license revoked. Claire's suit cleaned her out. Terry faced fraud charges, his empire dust. I got the house sold, it bought a condo cash. No debt, no Dana. I started seeing Sarah not a romance, just coffee laughs. She'd been through her own hell, understood mine. I stood on my balcony, Columbus's lights flickering below. Dana was gone, Terry caged, but the scars lingered. Had I gone too far, pushing for every charge, every dime? Or was it justice for a life she torched? I don't know. Maybe you do. Should I have shown mercy, let Dana walk with a shred of dignity? Or did she earn every second of her fall? Like what you heard. Hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to Revenge with Jack, because the next story might just be your favorite one yet.